Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully let Akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do, so he can wake up and seal the elect of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and you Israelites who are scattered amongst the heathen nations that may look like the heathen nations, but your father's seed line and your lineage goes back to you being a so-called black, Hispanic, or Native American, one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. Hey, Shalom. It's your brother Halaki from the GMS Denver camp coming back once again through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah with another lesson. And this lesson is going to be centered around the M.O.T.B, which is the mark of the beast, in the form of the RFID CHIP and also the Neuralink. So we're gonna start right here with this one. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And we've been telling you over and over and over again through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah, beginning with the elder apostle Tahar and the apostles on him on down for years now, that this man was coming with this complete digital system founded upon the M.O.T.B, and we're starting to see this thing rolled out more and more and more as the days move on. You see, I want to get another one. So we're not ignorant to what this man is trying to do. We know everything that he's doing is leading up to that CHIP being made mandatory, man. You see, and like Apostle Tahar said, if you cannot see that the M.O.T.B is that the M.O.T.B or the CHIP is the M.O.T.B, then the Most High is not dealing with you, man, because it's being made clear as day. Everything is right on time with what the prophets have been saying, man. I want to get another one. This is Habakkuk 2. And 3 it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak, not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come and will not tarry." And that's exactly what's happening. All these camps out here trying to clown us for believing that the CHIP is the M.O.T.B. But guess what? That's the only thing that we see coming forth. Because nothing these other camps are saying adds up to what we see happening. It doesn't add up to what the prophecy says. You see, they mocking us, talking all type of shit. But the only thing we see happening with the M.O.T.B is what the men of the Lord has been saying it is. We don't see a system where you have to buy or sell with sin, man, or whatever these other camps are saying the M.O.T.B is. We don't see those systems being pushed forth. But we do see a digital system, you see, being rolled out gradually. And it's all going to end with what? The M.O.T.B being made mandatory. And that is going to be your token, you see, for you to move and maneuver through society, man, in all aspects of life. Now, let's show you what I'm talking about. I have an article here from Natural News. It says what? WHO announces launch of digital health certification network. Will this become the prophesied mark of the beast? No, it's not the mark of the beast, but it's a part of it. You see? And we're going to show you that when we go into the prophecy of the M.O.T.B. You see, because this is definitely a part of it. Now, let's read. It says, on Monday, United Nations World Health Organization Director General Tedros, I ain't even trying to pronounce the rest of his name, officially announced the launch of his globalist body's long-awaited global digital health certification network. And guess where this is going to be? Where are you going to be able to find this information? It's all going to be stored upon that chip, man. You see? It says what? Which in many ways looks like it could be a part of the prophesied M.O.T.B. And that's exactly what it is. It is a part of it. Is it the M.O.T.B? No, it's a part of it. It's a function of the M.O.T.B. You see? It's one of the functions that you're going to have by getting that device put up in you. And I'm going to show you what I mean when we go into the prophecy. It says what? The The purpose of this new WHO network is to track and limit the movement of people all around the world based on their obedience to government orders, especially during a public health emergency, like you see that, the C-19. When the next P is launched, the WHO will be ready and waiting with this new network to control everything, because that's what it's all about, complete control. You see? This is what the elite want, and they're already telling you that there's another pandemic coming. You see? Already letting you know it's going to be another one. Getting you prepared, or just giving you a heads up. Because their end goal is to what? Is to control every living being on this earth. It says what? Matter of fact, let's keep going. It says, it seems as though the WHO's plan is to use this new network to oversee all buying and selling, i.e. commerce and the economy, during the next contrived global event, whatever that might be. Only those who can show digital proof of having obeyed the government's dictates, whether that be to get another V or to receive some kind of electronic microchip implant, will be allowed to live. Is that not what the prophecy says? That's exactly what the prophecy of Revelation 13 says. That this is going to be forced upon everyone. Let's keep reading. It says, what? Never before in the history of the world has this taken place, writes Leo Homan, about what already took place during the sea. And now, and how next time it will be even worse, and it will. It was unprecedented, and yet so few Christian leaders called it out for what it was. What happened in 2020 and 2021 with the V passports was just a dry run for an expanded digitized ID program that will be global in scope. Those who don't submit will be singled out as the enemies of the system and therefore a danger to humanity. This is prophecy, and we told you all of this while it was going on. Every time some new dictate or legislation was pushed forth, we told you what it was all about. It was all a dry run for what they really want to do. From the V to the V passports. It was all a dry run to see who was going to get in line with whatever the elite pushed forth. And the majority of the world went along with it, man. So this is how they know that you people are primed and ready to be ushered into this M.O.T.B system, man. And like it tells you, this is going to be pushed upon everyone. You see? How much I got left to read on this? Matter of fact, let's keep going. It says what? Related, YouTube launched a similar certification protocol for videos that contain any type of medical information. All content must align with who dictates. The Google-owned video streaming platform now says, or else they will be removed. And we've witnessed that. We've had many a video striked. We have many a pages taken down. Because what? We're prophesying against what these people are doing in the earth, man. And they give us a strike and call it what? Medical misinformation. Because we're putting the world on notice on what is really taking place. And how this is all BS. From Dr. Death to that WHO, man. We're letting it all be known. This is bullshit, man. This is what they're trying to do to usher in the New World Order. You see? Now it goes on to say, is this the envisioned new age Or would something else come along to tear it down as a great deception while implementing the real new world order? No, this is it. This is what they're trying to do. This is what they're trying to do. It says what? According to the head of the WHO, can't pronounce that shit. It says what? The new system is just the first building block of a system that when complete, will control everything on the planet. This is what they're telling you. And we've been telling you this. Beginning with the elder Apostle Hall, we've been telling you this. And look, it's here. They're rolling it out. They want to control everything on the planet. We've been telling. That's what it's all about. Global control of the population, man. It says what, or at least that is the intent. In Haman's view, the makings of what we already know about it look a whole lot like the evil system coming out of Europe. The revived Roman Empire spelled out in the book of Daniel. Bro, they watching us, man. They're watching us. Because what are we living in now? We're living in the revived Roman Empire, led by America, Babylon the Great, according to biblical prophecy. That beast that had a wound and did live. It was revived through what? Babylon the Great America. They are watching the prophets, man. They are watching the men of the Lord. It says what? It's all being done to help people move around during the next P, which sounds like it has already been scheduled. And it has. Haman explains, can you believe this? Thank you, European Union, for your excellent certification system that you have transferred to us. A contribution to the world that we could not live without. This is a global public good. This monster says, soon after we will expand this infrastructure by incorporating other use, such as a digitized international certificate of V, routine immunization cards, and international patient summaries. And where is it all going to be stored? Upon that RFID CHIP. You see? It says what? These are the head of the WHO's exact words. By the way, as he stated them in announcing the new system at its official unveiling, he repeatedly emphasized and stressed the word international to make it clear that this is a global effort, not just isolated to Europe kind of thing. You see? And that's what the book of Revelation prophesies, man. The book of Revelation, chapter 13 prophesies that it's going to be worldwide. This is global, man. You see? This is a global thing that they're going to push forward. And like I said, this system, you see, that this health system that they're trying to push is not the M.O.T.B. It's a function of it. It's one of the functions of the M.O.T.B. You see? Just like your digital wallet, this health system is going to be a part, you see, or one of the functions of the M.O.T.B. It says the corporate controlled media is, of course, spinning it all as good news. Of course they are. You know what I'm saying? Because they want people to go along with it. It says, arguing that this new landmark digital health partnership, to quote one misleading source, only aims to strengthen global health security. You see? Man. It says what? It could be that this is all just a decoy and that the real mark of the M.O.T.B. will come alongside a new and different order that tears this existing one down and replaces it with freedom and liberty as a great deception disguise. What do you think? Well, that's partly true because the true New World Order is when Yahweh Shah comes to rule on the earth in righteousness. That's the true New World Order. You see, but this is what Esau is going to try to do because at the end of the day, this is a part of the Most High's will to fulfill prophecy. So let's show you what they were talking about in this article, man, because the scripture breaks it all down. Now, when you jump to Revelation 13, verse 16, it says, and he causeth all There it is right there. That's the global. You see? That's global. Everyone, all, international. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. This is going to be worldwide. No one is going to be exempt from this, except for the elect of Israel. You see, but this is going to be forced upon the world. And we know this because what? The Lord talks about keeping us, Lord, when we be a part of that number. He talks about keeping us from the hour of temptation that shall come upon the whole world to try everyone on the earth. Global. You see? Now, it goes on to say, now this is another part they talked about in the article. And that no man might buy or sell, basically function in society, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. You see that? Now, let's go into this word mark to break a few things down. Now, when you go into this word mark in the Greek, it's charagma. You see?
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Right? Charagma. A stamp and imprinted mark. So let you know it's a physical mark. Unlike these other camps who some of these other camps who are saying it's spiritual. No, this is going to be a physical thing that they're going to want to put into your body. Whether that be in the form of the RFID CHIP or the brain-computer interface, i.e. the Neuralink. You see? Now it goes on to say, of the mark stamped on the forehead or in the right hand as the badge of the followers of anti-Mashiach, no. You see? Because first of all, there's not just one anti-Christ. Everybody who's against the will of the Most High, you are an antichrist. Every single last one of you pagan Christians, you are an antichrist. You see? The Catholics, antichrist. Mormons, antichrist. Buddha, whatever. If you're not in accordance with what the will, with the Most High doing His will on the earth, you are anti-Mashiach. You see? Point blank period. If you don't agree with what the Most High is about to do on the earth, you are anti-Mashiach or antichrist. So it's not just one antichrist, some guy with a fucking slit back in a red suit. No. The majority of you people in the world, you are anti-Mashiach. You see? Now this is the thing right here. It says what? The mark branded upon horses. Now why do you brand your mark upon horses? Why would a rancher put his brand upon a horse or upon a cattle? It's to show ownership over that livestock, man. And that's what the elite consider us people as. That's why they call us what? Goyim. They consider us as livestock. They consider us to be their property. You see, and to show their ownership over the population of the earth, what do they want to do? They want to put this physical mark, which is the RFID, CHIP, or that Neuralink inside of your body to show their ownership, to show that they own you. This is what they want to do. You see, once again, let us know that this is something physical. You see? Now, let's move on to the root word of karax. My bad. The root word of charagma is karax. And once again, this goes into something being physical. We made many a video going into this. I just want to get to the point in the root word of the word karax. Now, when you go into the root word of karax, is what? Grapho. Now, this is going to prove the point that we read about in the article of this, of what we read in that article being a function of the M.O.T.B, not the actual M.O.T.B itself. You see? It's going to be a function of it. Now, when you go into the word grapho, because that's what this word is in the Greek.
Strong's G 1125. Grapho. Grapho.
Says what? To write with the reference to the form of the letters. Delineate or form letters on a tablet, parchment, paper, or other material. So now this is something that what is written down or recorded. That's what you used those like ancient tablets or parchment and paper for, to record things down. Now listen, it says what? To write with the reference to the contents of the writing, to express in written characters, to commit to writing things not to be forgotten, write down, record. What is that? That's data. What's going to be written down and recorded upon that CHIP? your health information, like we just read about in the article. Once again, that's a function of it. To write down things not to be forgotten, whether that be your because on these chips you're gonna have your personal identification number, which differentiates every chip from each other, so it can't be counterfeited. You see, it's gonna be every number is gonna be specific to each chip. Not gonna have duplicate numbers, man. So that's gonna be on the chip. You're gonna have probably whatever, like probably say like what your social credit score. You're gonna have your health information, your blood type, your height, your weight, eye color, hair color. You know, your health information, what insurance you have, whatever coverages you may have, so forth and so on. And also you're gonna have that digital wallet on there because you're gonna have to store that CBDC, you see, onto this device. So those are some of the functions that you're gonna have on the CHIP. That's what we're reading about in the article. All your public health information is gonna be on that CHIP. Oh, like I told you, your immunization cards, your V passports, all that's gonna be stored as data, things not to be forgotten. Write down, record. Data. Your data is gonna be stored on there. This is what this man is pushing forth. So no, this isn't the M.O.T.B, but it is a part of it. It is a function of it. You see, this data from this new health system they're going to set up is going to be stored upon your chip. Because like I said, immunization, look at that. International certificate of the V. Routine immunization card. So you're gonna have every time you get your gotta word it right. You say the wrong damn thing, your video can get struck. You're gonna have to every time you get that juice put up in you, they're gonna have to they're gonna record it down and it's gonna be saved as data onto your chip. And international patient summaries. Probably gonna be able to tell how many times you caught whatever shit they about to unleash in the earth. You see? How many times you visit the doctor and for what you visited it for. Like, all this is gonna be stored upon that chip, man. Everything is about to be streamlined. You see? So, made convenient for your benefit. This is what they're pushing forth. Not a fucking system where you can buy and sell with sin. No, man. And like it told you, if you don't have this device up in you, you're going to be outcast. You're going to be blacklisted. You see, you're going to be, what does it say? Let's get the right word. And it says you're going to be looked at as a, where is it? You're going to be looked at as a, where we at? Oh man, I didn't think all it was as long. Basically, you're gonna be looked at as a fucking. You're gonna be the problem in society. You see? Damn, I wish I could find it. Yup. Those who don't submit will be singled out as enemies of the system and therefore a danger to humanity. And you are going to be what? Outcast or put to death as prophesied. These are the things that's coming. And we've been telling, once I got to say it again. Because the Most High has put the spirit on this man to say this, and it's coming to pass. Apostle Tahar said that this is what it is, and we see it being rolled out. We've come along and entered into his labor through the Holy Spirit to tell you the same things, and what we have been saying through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is what's playing out in the earth. This system is being rolled out right before your eyes, man. So, Revelation 13:17, one more time. It says what? And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. So once again, you won't be able to you won't function in society as you're normally doing, because what? All physical cash is going to be phased out. They're going to roll out them damn CBDCs. They already got the Fed now coming. It's happening. And then it's going to get to the point where if you don't want to go with it, probably snatch your ass up, take you to some black site location, offer it to you again, and if you refuse, off with your head, man. Oh, you just had Trump talking about what? Bringing back capital punishments in the form of firing squads. You see? You had another mayor somewhere else who was talking about bringing back the capital punishment of lynching. This is the spirit these Edomites are in, and it's to fulfill prophecy, man. Verse 18 says what? Hey, man, call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You see? And the water for putting us up under the correct leaders. The water. Because these other camps about to get caught lacking, man. Revelation 13:18 says what? Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 scoring 6, 666. And then when you go into 666 in the Greek, it still lets you know it's something physical. Why these cats is still out here talking about a damn spiritual mark? No, man. No. Let's look up stigma, man. Hold up. There we go. Origin. Late 16th century. Denoting a mark made by pricking or branding. How they going to do that? They're going to do it by putting those devices into your body with that. Oh, man. With that needle, man. You see? That hollowed out epidural needle. That's what they're going to do. They just showed you a video when the FDA approved the Neuralink to start human trials. They showed you how they're going to put that shit up in you. By pricking, they're going to cut a chunk of your brain out and put that thing up in you by pricking into your brain. Go look at how they put these CHIPs into people's hands. That's how it's going to be done. That's what the word stigma goes into, letting you know it's something physical, man. Says what? From Latin, via Latin from Greek, which we're reading from in the New Testament, a mark made by a pointed instrument. And there will be no excuse, because I know personally I've made over 20 videos on the mark of the beast by myself, and add that to all the videos that all the apostles and all the elder brothers have been making before I even came into the truth. There will be no excuse when this thing is made mandatory, man. You've been warned. You've been warned. So let's move on. So now another thing is, when that thing is made mandatory, like I said, and like we know, you're not going to be able to function in society when that comes down, because and that goes into what? That goes into the hour of temptation, and that goes to prove another point with the to couple that with a point the article was making about how this is going to be international, it's going to be global. Prophecy tells us this. This is Revelation 3:10. It says what? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience. And this is Yahweh Shai talking to his servants. You see? And Lord willing, we be those men. Those who are standing stiffly for the name of the Lord. He's telling us this, what? Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell on the earth. And that's when this global You see, thing they're trying to do, international thing they're trying to do, is going to be made mandatory, and you're going to be completely cut off from society if you don't go along with it. You see? It adds up to what the scriptures say, man. Nothing you other camps is talking about when it comes to the M.O.T.B makes sense. It doesn't add up. The hour of temptation is when this thing is made mandatory. You're not going to be able to go to work. You're not going to be able to pay your bills, get gas, get food. You see? You're not going to be able to walk up and down these streets freely because, like the article tells you, like we know, if you don't get it, you're going to be an enemy of the state. You're going to be made an enemy of the state because you don't want to go along with this. And that's what prophecy says. You see? When you go to Revelation 20 and 4, what does it say about those who don't want to go along with this system? And especially for us who believe in Yahweh Shai. Because a lot of you people who are talking that shit now about, I would never take that, they ain't finna make me do shit. Now, a lot of you might stand on that, you know, and go out guns blazing, because that's what some of you people are going to do. But a lot of you are going to fold, especially of our people. Especially of us so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Because you don't stand for nothing anyway. And how do we know that? How do we know? The same way the elite know. Because when they came out with the P and told you had to get that fucking J to keep your damn job, you see, and to continue to function in society, what do? You lined up at them fucking mobile V stations and rolled up your damn sleeve and got it. And even some men and women who know they're Israelites. So this is how we know that when this shit is made mandatory, you niggas gonna fold, man. While the men of Great Millstone, through the Holy Spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, was telling you to hold on and have faith, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will make a way. And damn it if he didn't. He did it. He did. Many a brother lost jobs. And guess what? The Most High brought brothers better opportunities because we stood in faith and didn't go along with that bullshit. While you niggas was out here telling your congregation you'll be a fool to not get it. You be a fool to not get a vaccine. You are out your fucking mind, man. Members of IUIC dropping dead because of that weak ass leadership. Because of a lack of faith. Because you're taking it for a fucking joke. This is not a game, man. This is how we know when this thing is made mandatory, you niggas are gonna fold. And it was all the it was all the will of the Most High. It was all the will of the Most High. And then, what? A few months later, these motherfuckers came out and told you the shit don't even work. And now it ain't even needed for you to work now. And that was a test from the Lord. And a lot of you failed it, man. Told you not to go get that shit, and you did it anyway. So that and that wasn't shit. So how much more when the final test comes, man? How much more then? When it goes down. When it really goes down. This is what the prophecy says about anyone who doesn't go along with this system, man. It says what? Revelation 20 and 4. And the thing is, if your faith is that small in that with that little test, what you gonna do when the pressure is really applied from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man? And at the end of the day, it wasn't of us. It was all of the Lord that gave us the strength to continue to endure during that time, man. Because that's what we put our trust in the Lord, man. So, Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded. Why? For the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Mashiach 1,000 years. These are the elect brothers, man. And it might, and you're gonna have sisters who gonna be beheaded, but y'all ain't getting no throne though. You see, y'all ain't gonna be sitting on no throne because ain't no rule. Women ain't finna be ruling nothing. But some of you women are gonna be snatched up, tossed into female camps. Some of you will be beheaded. You see, that's a part of the straight gate. But this is what it is, man. If you don't go along with it, you're gonna be made public enemy number one, and they gonna. And you see what the prophecy says, man. Now it ain't gonna be the whole body that they're gonna behead, but a few brothers will have to be beheaded. I might be one of them. And if it come down to it, may the Lord give me the spirit to endure. Because as we read in the later part of the verse, those who stand stiffly for the name of the Lord and endure that, they gonna sit on thrones and reign with Yahushua in that first dominion, man. That's where I'm trying to be at. You see? But this is what's coming. This is not something like, this is not a game. We've been telling you this over and over and over again. And that point was made during that first little light test the Most High had come down when it was making the Jews mandatory for you to keep your job or whatever. And a lot of you felt it, man. But this is what it is. This is what's coming. This is what's being rolled out. Now, this is the judgment written for anyone, because we got to go into it every time. This is the judgment written for any Israelite that goes and gets this thing put up in them, man, after being warned so many times by the men of the Lord. Revelation 14 and 9, it says what? Doom for worshipers of the beast. Meaning what? You want the system continue, because that's what it's all about. If you go and get this device up in you, and you proclaim to believe that the Most High's will is going to be done on the earth, that just shows that what? You really didn't have any faith, man. Because if you believe that the Most High's will is going to be done, why the fuck would you go and get this thing put up in you knowing that this kingdom is going to be destroyed by way of fire? What are you trying to prolong? So going to get this just proves that you don't have any faith. You see, and we know what happens to the faith. What does it say about the faithless, man? All the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Because at the end of the day, that's what it comes down to. You want to prolong your life in this place. You see, you want to continue on in Esau's system. You okay with this wicked ass way of life that he promotes and is forcing upon the people. You see. So you go and get the chip to continue on in it. You are going to be destroyed, man. Let's read it. Revelation 14 and 9, it says, And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast, which is Esau's power structure, and his image, which is his wicked ass way of life. You see? His wicked doctrines and philosophies, man, all based upon the ancient Roman Empire. The Edomite way. You see? And receive his mark, which is what? In his forehead, Neuralink, or in his hand, RFID CHIP. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. This is the judgment written for any Israelite that gets this device put up in them, man. You see? Destruction by way of nuclear fire. Destruction by way of nuclear fire, man. Because as we read in the prophecy, we know the fate of America is to suffer what? The same judgment as Sodom and Gomorrah. And for any Israelite that goes in the way of Esau to get this thing put up in them, you're going to partake in that destruction. 11. And the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever, and they have no rest day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So there it is, man. You see, and we're seeing it being rolled out steadily, just as the Most High said, man. And the man of the Lord has been on point with it from day one, letting you know what it is, so there would be no excuse on that day. And so, man, Lord willing, that was edifying to the elect, man. And I'm going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham Rakakwadash. A double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching me this truth according to the Bible through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah. And a sincere peace and salutation to all you hopefully Le'akim out there, pushing his word in all truth and sincerity, doing the work as Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah has created us to do. With that, I'm going to say Shalom, Wa, and Abba, Babal.